The federal government directed the West African Examination Council (WAEC) and National Examination Council (NECO) to fully adopt computer-based testing for the examinations by 2026. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa disclosed this during an inspection of the ongoing 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination conducted by JAMB in Buari, Abuja. Now, joining us to talk about these developments is Dr. Ishola Salami, from Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
We are glad to have you here with us. So how do you react to the directive that WAEC and NECO should conduct CBT testing by 2026 for the examinations?
Thank you very much. I have mixed feelings simply because adopting ICT into education, ICT for education and ICT in education is the order of the day, is a welcome development. But for federal government now to say that all Nigerian secondary school students will be adopting that. In fact, I learned they will be writing the objective test this year using it, and by next year both objective and essay using ICT is something I think might lead to a lot of havoc in the results of our students because of the facility already available in the schools. So I have a mixed feeling about it.
Okay, all right. So what might be the benefits or challenges that we might run into while trying to implement CBT for WAEC and NECO by 2026?
Yeah, the benefit, fine. For any educational system that will adopt ICT in assessing their students, they must have been using ICT to teach. They must have been using ICT to do all other things, not just the assessment. So the benefit is that our educational system will adopt ICT in holistic form to improve the educational system. Okay, so people will expect that by 2026, almost every Nigerian child that is in secondary school will be able to adopt ICT in education. However, the challenge is that can federal government of Nigeria give us the statistics of the number of secondary schools in the country and the number of secondary schools that are equipped with ICT facilities? This is the challenge. Originally, a research has shown in the University of Ibadan here that using ICT CBT system to assess JAM is like intentionally rejecting or denying some Nigerian children from gaining access to the university. Why? There are some schools in Nigeria as of today that up to the SS3, they have no access to computer, they have no access to anything, CBT or anything. It is after their secondary school age that they will take them to some place and train them on how to use these ICT facilities. So the issue is, if now ICT is taken to WAEC and NECO, are we going to deny more children of having a good result in their WAEC and NECO results? It can one week, 2 weeks training on how to use these facilities and bring about quality in their educational system. So that's the challenge. The facilities are not there. All those policies are to deny some Nigerian children from gaining access to higher institutions.
Okay, all right. So if we look at the situation of the country right now, especially when it comes to the conduct of JAM, that since students might not have access to computers up to SS3 and then they're still able to write JAM, do you think that perhaps it is the same logic that they're trying to adopt to JAM? And if this is going to be successful, what advice would you give the federal government for successful implementation of this new policy?
Thank you very much. JAMB has not been so successful. All the claim that they are having about we are assessing this number of children and this is the number of is just speculations. It's just perceptions of some individuals. Let JAMB comes out and tell us that out of the Nigerian children that wrote JAMB so year, this is the number that are coming from rural area, and this is proportion that's passed the JAMB. So that we will know that JAMB is doing a good job. Okay, the advice I will give to federal government is this: the initiative is so good, educationally it's okay, but the issue is that let us be gradual about it. Let every government-owned secondary school in Nigeria have at least 20 functional laptops or desktop or whatever computers in their school, and they must have been started to practicing CBT system of assessment from SS1. By the time we have that it does that it's not only by the time they want to go and write the exam that they will do it. No, they have been using it from SS1, SS2. So when they get to SS3, it will be easy for them to write their assessment about it. We are talking about life of individuals here. Okay, a very brilliant child in the village, very brilliant, but when it comes to the use of ICT, it might bring the result of such an individual down because of technical know-how of using the facility. So we don't need to put more barricades. The advice I will give to federal government is that they should first facilitate how we are going to get resources, ICT resources in the schools, and for the children to be using it. So we can go gradually. And maybe in the next 3, 4, 5 years, we can now say, okay, let's try to be using CBT for our SS exams, put NECO and WAEC. That will be my advice. But bringing it suddenly like this will destroy many Nigerian children results, and it could bar them from gaining admission into higher institutions, like we have been having JAMB doing to people, to students in the rural areas.
Okay, all right. We really thank you so much for your contribution on our news. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Dr. Salami from Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan.